Welcome back to Brewmateurs. Mary's still hanging out with me here, and we've got a very special episode today. Orval Trappist Ales. This is hopefully going to be a beer to remember.
Okay.
This is one I've heard a ton about, Orval Trappist Ale. It is imported from Belgium through Seattle, Washington, it looks like here. Bottled on May 26, 2021. But these are Belgian ales, so the expiration date is May 26, 2026.
Oh.
So these are made, you can extend and cellar them, buy a few of them and try them over time, see how they evolve. This is definitely one that people have talked about online, in person, as one of their better go-to beers in this style.
Why? What makes this so special?
Well, Trappist Ales, from what I can remember, are brewed literally by monks in monasteries and have been for thousands of years.
Oh.
And that style of ale is supposed to be caramely and maybe a little malty and sometimes a little sweet, but sometimes they pack an alcoholic punch. I personally have tried two other Trappist Ales, the Rochefort 10, and I was able to have a Westleveren 12.
I'm excited to try this.
Yeah, this is definitely way out of your wheelhouse.
I'm looking at the ingredients and there's nothing in here.
Nothing in there. This bottle's empty. Well, that's enough talking about it. So let's get a drink. All right, Mary. Orval. I'm gonna use the bottle opener, correct?
Ooh, Nelly.
I'm excited. This is exciting. Now, while I'm pouring this here, do you want to look up for me?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Now remembering these have a lot of carbonation and get a lot of head. Pour at more than a 45-degree angle here. Small bottle, but usually if you're having it yourself, not a big deal. Oh, okay.
There's a paper towel in here.
I love their fish logo, their little fish guy. It's a cute little guy.
Trappist beer is brewed by Trappist monks.
Monks?
14 monasteries, 6 in Belgium, 2 in the Netherlands, and 1 in Austria. 1 each in Austria, Italy, England, France, and Spain. And the United States.
Knows that, but tell me what it smells like to you.
Weed.
Really? That's what you get, weed?
At first I did, but now I'm getting something.
I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, it smells like beer.
Yeah, I was just about to tell you, like...
It smells like a beer.
I
like
might
a classic.
Be the wrong person to review this beer with because I'm into more of
Sours
fruited
and fruited, yeah.
Light, and this does smell like very beer-y, like hops and yeast and barley and...
Oh yeah, beer.
That's a beer.
Remember those? Remember when you could just have a beer?
Oh my God.
Something about it smells good and cleaner than like a big brand beer to me.
When you say cleaner than a big brand beer, what would you
When you
even
smell big
compare?
brand beer, to me, I get more of like that. I mean, it smells like you would imagine a beer. So like, but like if you smell like a Budweiser, it has that strong beer smell to it.
But that's not an ale. That's just water.
Right.
Like,
But
what
I'm
would
getting
you,
similar of the yeast in that in this.
So what?
But
Would,
I'm also getting sweet notes in this.
This smells very beer-like to me.
Yeah.
And I do like beer, but maybe not like pure ale beer like this. I don't know, because this does not smell like something that I would enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping for some good flavor here, and I hope I really enjoy it. I hope this is one I can go back to. It's not crazy expensive, so that's enough talking. Let's get to drinking. A lot more going on there than a macro beer. 1000%. 1000% a lot more going on there. This is what I remember. This is not like the Westleveren 12, but don't even explain this. There's like a little bit of sweet and maltiness, and then you have that breadiness you get from like a beer, and then it has these bitter hoppy notes that you get from like an IPA.
Yeah, at the very end.
There's a lot going on there. It really evolves in your mouth.
This doesn't taste... I was really scared that it was going to taste really bad to me because you're making it sound like this is the beer that you gotta like. You know, I know you're not ever telling me that, but this is the beer you gotta like. But this tastes really good to me. Like it's not too beery.
Yeah, I know how you feel. There's some beers out there, people hype them up, and you're quote unquote supposed to like them.
Yeah. Thank you.
But this is interesting.
It hits you with lightness, and then at the end, it feels like, or it tastes like an IPA, like you said. Like at first, it's so light, and like, oh, okay, this is really like a really good, light, maybe like almost honey-ish.
Yeah.
And then it turns into an IPA, which I like. I like IPAs.
This is not a bad beer. It's I would have it again. I don't know that it's my favorite style. I think I'm still going to stick to my hazies and my stouts. But I will say this is a nice change to what we're used to having.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, and I'm really glad to have checked this off my list, checked it off on the channel, and gotten to try it finally.
Yeah. Like you said, this is like a clean beer.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. There's nothing, no one's messed with it, no one's tried to put grapefruit in it, no one's tried to sour it, it's not a seltzer, it's just a clean beer.
Yeah, those monks know what they're doing.
Exactly.
I will tell you this is the most beerware I've had that's been like this, where it's like, there's a lot of flavor in there.
I'm on a roller coaster right now.
Nice.
It's really, I like it. I was really scared that I wasn't gonna like it.
It's definitely its own style, and I think that's the most fun to me about trying different beers, is seeing how each different style of beer is so different from other styles. Some may be similar. This does taste sort of like a lager meets a West Coast IPA in a lot of ways, but it's still so different from those. And it's just one of my favorite parts about trying different beers. The bottle's empty now. This is all we have left, so gotta save some for the outro. But it's one that what I like about it is it's a beer that has a lot of flavor. There's a lot going on. I'm so glad I shared this with you. As far as I can tell, it is a prime example of the style. That's what I've heard online. That's what I've heard from other people. And it tastes good, and
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's not much to say because it's a good beer. Like, there's nothing else to say because there's no gimmick. I mean, there's not like gimmicks with other beers if they're flavored, but like there's just it's not promising anything because it's just a beer, and it's delivering on its non-promise because it is a beer. I
will say this, it is a purist's beer.
Yeah.
Because so much of stuff nowadays is the pastry stouts, is the smoothie seltzers, or the smoothie beers, or even sours in a way, like the kettle sours and that kind of stuff, where the gimmicks are the adjuncts that you add marshmallow, you're gonna add fruit, you're gonna add something to a beer. Where this is, like I said, a style that's been around for years and years and years and years. And by purist beer, I mean it's just your barley, your wheat, and that's it. And they got these flavors from that. And that's what a lot of people would say, that's what beer is supposed to be. And so these are the style of beers that I want to dive into a little more, these and lagers, and just try to appreciate them more. And I think this is a good first step towards that goal, because now I can look at this beer and be like, oh, I can appreciate this for what it is, and I find that I really like it.
Just looking at the ingredients, all it is water, malted barley, hops, sugar. I'm guessing that's yeast because the label went over
it's crunchy.
Yeah. But how do you get these great flavors with just those ingredients? Because I feel like all beers obviously have those ingredients, you know, and like.
Well, it does say just hops, so there's different types of hops.
That's true.
Malted barley, there's also different types of barley, and there's other types of yeast, and I'm sure they all contribute in different ways. And this is from Belgium, so I'm sure the water in Belgium is going to add some flavor to it too, just like they say the water in New York makes the bagels taste better and all that kind of stuff. And it makes it truly a unique beer. That being said, I'm having a really hard time deciding what I want to rate this, so I think I'm going to have to defer to you.
Oh no. Okay. I like this beer a lot for what it is. I don't think that I would ever go out and buy this for myself.
Right.
Because like I said, I'm more into like fruited sours or stouts now. Or what else? Oh, what else do I like? IPAs. But I kind of like the gimmicks. Like I like trying to find a cherry in a sour, or getting the perfect raspberry stout, because I love raspberry and I love chocolate, and there's a lot of chocolate in stout. But this is just, you gotta love beer so much to like this beer. And I do like beer a lot, I really do, but this isn't something that I'm gonna reach for on a Saturday night.
That's true, and I think I'm at the point where I would, even if it's just a bottle. This is a nice sipping beer.
Yeah.
And before you give your rating, I will say this is a really good alcohol percentage. It's 6.9%.
Yeah.
And you really don't taste the 6.9%.
No, not at all.
You will feel it.
Yeah. Probably gonna give it a 4.25.
Okay, that's an A.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it a lot, but I'm missing some raspberry or something.
You're missing your
I'm missing my
favorites.
gimmicks. I'm missing my gimmicks.
That's good. Like I said, I'm having a hard time deciding what to rate this. I'm going between two numbers.
What are they? Take the average.
I can't. But it's just such a solid beer, and I'm glad that I'm able to appreciate this and like it, which is what I have a hard time doing with a lot of lagers, where they just, to me, taste like beer and don't have any of the extra stuff that I'm finding in here. That being said, I think I'm gonna give this a 4.25. It's solid. It's not my favorite beer, but I can really appreciate it for what it is, and yeah, I would definitely get it again, especially, like I said, when I'm looking for something that's clean and crisp and has a lot of character to it, but isn't in my wheelhouse. It's not in my safe zone. It's stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah,
that's what I want
absolutely.
to say. Well, that does it for today's beer review. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a really special one. Finally got my hands on some Orval. I'm super excited about it. More beer reviews coming in the future. Like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Until next time, we're the Brewmateurs, trying every beer from around the world. One sip at a time. I'm Brewmateurs.
Remember when beer was just beer? I'm Brewmateurs.
Remember when you could just go to a bar and have a beer? Brewmateurs remembers.